we'll just shortly start with me. Yeah, I'm from Camp to Camp. Maybe you heard Camp to Camp before at this conference because yeah, we have quite some talks this year. Um, so I will keep it short. We'll present a presentation together with Stefan.
Hello, I'm Stefan Malta Souza. I work as a JS developer at Canton of Neuchâtel in Switzerland, and we will talk about GeoShop. It was developed by us at Neuchâtel and then modified by Camp to Camp to make it less Neuchâtel, and he will explain how. But first of all, let's see what is a GeoShop. So the GeoShop, it is now running in Neuchâtel, is a shop where you can order data like you will do, like you will order normal things on internet. You can add, you have a catalog that you can filter, add products to the cart. And once you are happy with what you have added to the cart, you can draw a perimeter where you want to order the data or just search for an existing perimeter. Adapt it to your needs, and when you're happy, you can proceed with the order. You will fill up some small details. You can, for example, choose if you want that the bill goes to a third party. You can also choose if you want that the product you are ordering will go to another email address. And once you fill that, you have a last step that is to choose the data format you want to order the data. And you can choose it globally, and if that data format is not available, you have to go on each product and choose the data formats that are available. Once you're ready, you can confirm the order. You are then redirected to the list of your orders, and you can see that the order we just made is in extraction. Why do we need a GeoShop? It can be a little bit confusing to have a GeoShop today because we are talking about open data, stack catalogs. So why do we need a GeoShop? So first of thing is that in Canton of Neuchâtel, not all the data is free of charge. We have some data that is still paid. One good example of that is what you see here is underground cadastre that is managed by private companies, and this data is paid. Another thing is that we cannot put all the data open data because some of the data needs to be validated manually. The underground cadastre is a good example for that too. As you can see, there are some works that can be ongoing on the roads, and the data can be not up to date. Another reason is that for the same product, we can have multiple companies and multiple municipalities. We have some municipalities that are doing open data, but others that are paid, others that have certain formats only, and we have municipalities, their only geodata is paper. So we have to have a way to tell the client, a simple way, when he orders something in the canton, he orders one product, but depending on the provider, we will say if there is data or not. And the last thing is that we needed a product where the user can order all kinds of data. Of course, vector 2D data is an easy one, but we had a lot of 3D data like 3D meshes and LiDAR point clouds.
So how do or why do we use the GeoShop at Camp to Camp? So it all started when we were answering an offer for another canton that also faced similar challenges. Like Stefan told you before, it's not surprising that the challenges were quite similar because it's also a canton in Switzerland. So it's also complex data flows, diverse data sources, and varying access rights. We also had some new requirements, like for example, maximum order area for specific products. So there needs to be a possibility to integrate new functions into the software. So our idea was, why invent the wheel new if there is already a canton that has a good solution that's open source and we could use? And so a collaboration started, and we asked if Neuchâtel is happy and if we could use that and improve that maybe for our needs. So that's how the idea was created to work together.
So now that we have seen how the GeoShop works for a client, how does it work for a data provider? So we have a back office where you need to fill up some details about the product you want to provide. You have to give a name, metadata, a link to a metadata, make it published. Then you will choose a provider. We'll get into that later. Choose if it's free of charge or what costs do you apply to that product, and fill up the data formats that this product is available. Once you've done that and it's published, it will appear in the catalog and ready to be ordered. Behind the scene, you might have recognized before is Django has a backend. The front end is made in Angular, and this is only the administrative part of the order. The extraction is made by another product that can be installed in another server. It's made with a product called Extract that is also open source, and it can be installed in every data provider that wants to make their product available through the GeoShop.
Yeah, what exactly is this extract? The extract is used for automating the extraction, how the name says, of the geodata and deliver it back to the GeoShop. So as Stefan said, there can be multiple extracts for one GeoShop, but one extract is always linked to one GeoShop, usually. Now, how does this work? The extract will receive information about an order and then start a process. This could be a FME workbench or a workbench on a FME server, but we prefer to do it open source. So you could also start a Python script, or we also did a proof of concept to just run anything on the machine or on the pod. So it could also be a GDAL script. So there's no really a need, not really a need to use FME. For us, our customer has already a lot of FME workbenches, so that's why it's in here. So as soon as an order is created, the extract is connected to the GeoShop, and we'll see if this order is attributed to this extract, and extract will see the order in form of a JSON. So there's some attributes like data format or the product that's ordered, and also the parameter that has been ordered. With this information, Extract will start a process based on a filtering mechanism. So you can filter for this product label and for this data format. You will start this process. And then, for example, there could be a Python script that just takes data from a Postgres database and writes a geopackage file and delivers that, then this result back to the GeoShop. Yeah, architecture of the extract. It's based on Spring Boot, running on an Apache Tomcat, and it uses a Postgres database for the configuration. And a good thing also for us is the modular architecture of these treatments. So you can create customized plugins. For example, if you want the plugin to run GDAL to extract the data, this could be easy created.
Just one word about Extract is not developed by us. Today is only in French. It is being translated. The next version will be multilingual. So if you are interested, just wait a little bit and you will get it in English. If you want to get started with all this stack we just presented, we've made documentation that is available here, and you can find the presentation in the links of the program, so don't hesitate to go there. Some words about how it is being working at Neuchâtel. We have it since the end of 2021. We have like 2,500 orders per year, and the products added to the carts. We are close to 20,000 products ordered by year. So this makes a lot of extractions. We are providing almost 300 products. We started with 100. It is really easy to publish a new product. This is why it's growing. We have seen that the 3D data that we struggle to promote now, it has increased the 3D data usage by 2 times. 91% of the extractions are made within 10 minutes because they are automated. So what about the other? The other is because it still needs manual human validation, and that's why it takes a little longer. We also still have some extractions with very specific formats that we didn't automate yet. So it's been working for 5 years now. We do spend less time doing manual extractions at Neuchâtel, but we increase more support time because it makes it easier to order data. So you will have new kind of customers that just want to order their 3D building or just want to fight with the neighbor because the limit is maybe the trees are in their limit. So we got new customers and need more help desk.
So a quite an interesting story of our project now is we went from a single app to a more generic app, or we're on the way of that. So first there was the GeoShop of Neuchâtel. Now we already have two. So our project is in production. It's not live for the public. It's only live for some chosen person working at that canton. So but we already have two apps. So how did that go? It's quite a challenge to get from one single application to a more generic application. So first thing we had to do is to understand the GeoShop for ourselves because we didn't develop it. And we also had to get rid of some Neuchâtel specific logic. This is a process that's not completely done yet because some stuff we didn't have to get rid of because we don't just simply don't use it. Maybe if a future implementation or application will be created, then there will be need for more generalization. We had to make some changes in the containerization. We run it in our Kubernetes cluster, and of course, if an application was developed for just one infrastructure, if you try to run it on a different infrastructure, you have to make some changes usually. And also we added required new functionalities. Yeah, the recent improvements we achieved so far, or some examples of them, is we added multiple language support. This is only for the GeoShop, not for the extract part. This is coming soon, but it's not done by us. And we added German translations. So we added a lot of unit tests and linter coverage just for easier development that we can work with it. And so we can easier develop the product. We did a huge refactoring of the front end and upgraded a lot of dependencies. For example, Angular 15 to 20, this was quite challenging. We had to do a lot of changes for that. And then for added functionalities, we added single sign-on using OIDC with Citadel. For that, We also had to improve Citadel, so we had the opportunity to also add for Citadel the support for CAPTCHA, because we needed CAPTCHA to use it properly on GeoShop, because before we added CAPTCHA, a lot of garbage users were created. Yeah, we added a pluggable search backend that at the moment supports a GeoMapish and geocoder search backend. So before there's a search bar in the top where you can search for geolocations, and we made that pluggable. And yeah, one functionality we also added is the max order area per product. For example, if you now want to order a product, you selected a parameter that's too big for the max area, max order area, you will get the error message. So this is need change in the front end and in the back end, and is configurable for every product. So yeah, these are some examples of recent improvements. And what's next? We already have the GeoShop in production, but the go live for the public will be in October. We expect a lot more bugs to be discovered then, because so far we only have 3 or maybe 5 products, depending on the definition of a product, and just a limited number of users. As soon as we get more traffic, more products, I expect us to run into more problems. So this will be in October, and we will see how this will go. Then we also testing a possible integration of just of the front end or part of the front end into GeoMapfish. So GeoMapfish allows also for some kind of plugin. So you could have some limited products there that you can directly order and use the same backend. Maybe also for other geoportals in the future. And we also hope, of course, for more adaptations of GeoShop, because I think this is a problem that a lot of agencies, communes, cantons, or maybe also in the private sector, it's quite often that you need some kind of GeoShop, that you want to have a platform to provide data download, just a really simple data download for the publicity. Yeah, that's it. If you have further questions, feel free to ask.